All right. So, sitting out here in my driveway running an experiment. Help me figure out what I'm going to do hiking the southern portion of the CDT this winter. So, it looks like, there are water caches out there because there's almost no water in the south part, all the way up to Lordsburg and actually on up to Silver City and stuff. So, anyway, there's water caches and they'll almost certainly be frozen. So, I don't know if they're almost certainly, but very likely the average low is 27 around Christmas time when I'm going to be there, Christmas and New Year's. Average highs in the daytime, 55. So could be substantially warmer, could be substantially colder. So I have to assume that water's going to be frozen everywhere I go. And they're all kept in 5-gallon jugs, not exactly like this one, but that's just a gas can, but it's good enough for my experiment. So I filled it up with water, stuck it in my chest freezer and froze it for 3 days. And so what I'm out doing now is I've got my stove and I'm boiling 3/4 of a liter of water each time and then pouring it into the jug. Now, of course, I wouldn't drink this water, but the water that's cached on the trail is kept in these 5-gallon food grade, I guess. So anyway, I'm pouring heating up, boiling 3/4 of a liter of water, pouring it into the jug, trying to figure out the ideal time. So I've done it for 1 minute. I didn't get very much thawed water, ice, not very much water out. I did it for 2.5 minutes, got about double out. So if I put in 3/4 of a liter, I get about 1.5 liters out. And I'm just filling up my CNOC bag and then putting it into some Sawyer squeeze bags to carry, because I'll need to carry, between 4 and 6 liters between water caches. So I'm doing that, just trying to figure out whether it's going to work, how long it's going to take, what the best time frame is, like how long to swish it around in here. So this time I'm going to pour the water in to the 5-gallon jug here. I'm going to leave it in for maybe 4 minutes and just see, at what point am I thawing the most water, and then at what point does it start to refreeze and I'm hurting myself. So I'll know when I get out on the trail what to do. It's working great so far. I have done already 2 boils, and I have filled these 2. So I started with 3/4 of a liter, and now I ended up with 2 liters with 2 boils. And then, of course, I had to put 3/4 of a liter back in there. So yeah, I'm just trying to work it all out. And it's kind of fun, have a good plan when I get out there. Make sure I don't end out there and I have tons of water around me and I'm dehydrated because I can't get any of it to thaw. So it took me a while. I thought about several things, what I could do and how I could work it out. I've gone through some scenarios, whether I could, have the people that cache the water, put just a little bit of ethanol in, a little bit of salt in, not, I think 0.9% is about what the human body will take constructively and before it starts to dehydrate you. And that does lower the freeze point a little bit, but probably not enough to keep it from freezing. So I may still ask them to do that if that's something they're willing to do when I go out there. But assuming that they won't, or assuming the water will freeze anyway, I just want to make sure I have this all figured out. So yeah, it's actually working really well. And I'm kind of excited to get out there and make my plan work. Well, my problem is, I don't know what time it is right now, but I probably wasted 20 minutes doing this, and I don't have enough water to go on to the next water cache yet. So, I may be wasting 30 to 45 minutes of time getting water at each cache, but that's better than having no water. So that's what my evening is entailing right now. Okay, so just a quick kind of wrap up. Did a bunch of tests. Works out great, actually, so I have no concerns if this is going to work. I did realize that I'm better off when I pour the boiling water into the container, just leaving it in there for somewhere between 1.5 minutes and 2 minutes. And that gives me kind of the best return on water. If I leave it in, 3-4 minutes, I get a little less. So the water is obviously starting to refreeze. So anyway, I'm set to go. I think each time I'll probably have to boil, maybe 4 or 5 times, 3/4 of a liter each time to pour into the container to get enough to get to the next place. But, it's a little wasteful, but that's just the way it is. So at least I feel like I have a good plan, and I feel very confident that it's going to work. So, all right. Bye.